About a month ago, I moved from the Netherlands to Germany. And when I was in the Netherlands, people told me that it's better to live in Germany because of this, the prices, etc. Once I came here, people told me that it's better to live in the Netherlands because of this, and this. Both of these people have never lived in both countries, so they couldn't possibly know. They only form their opinions based on a small piece of information in combination with their own emotions and how they think that things are. We always think that something is better somewhere else, while in fact they couldn't possibly know because they have never actually lived and experienced both countries. And this is something that we all face or experience on a day-to-day basis. Opinions are made based only on a small piece of information in combination with our emotions and feelings and things that how we think that things are. While in fact, most people don't have the experience needed to form an opinion about something. Because to form an opinion, all arguments and all aspects need to be taken into consideration. We cannot forget about someone's arguments or forget about a piece of information to form a complete opinion. And to gain that information, we need experience. We need to experience it. So let's say, for example, you want to form an opinion about politics. To gain the necessary information, you have to go into politics. The same goes for the judicial system. If you want to know how the judicial system works, you go into the judicial system. And this also goes for, let's say, a certain field. If you want to know how a certain field works, you go into that field. You work with these people, you talk to those people. And also for a sport. If you want to know how a sport works, you train, you perform that sport. You train with the people that are already doing that sport. And if we don't have the necessary information to form a complete opinion, an opinion that actually matters to others. But most opinions are formed based on our emotions, on our feelings, and maybe only half information. And we cannot push someone else to the side because we don't like him. If we want to form a good and complete opinion, we have to take in every aspect, every argument, even if we don't like someone. Maybe someone has a different perspective on something than we have, or maybe someone has done something we don't like. That doesn't mean that now everything he says is incorrectly. Maybe everything he says is correctly, only we don't agree with it. But to form a very good and strong opinion we can argue, we have to take into consideration every aspect and every piece of information. We cannot push someone to the side and completely forget about something, because then it won't be complete. A judge in a courtroom, for example, needs to take into consideration every aspect and every side of the story. He cannot take into consideration his own feelings and emotions, because if he would, that would mean that a lot of cases would be unjustly fulfilled and there would be no justice. And maybe in a courtroom this isn't always the same, because I can understand that sometimes there are very highly emotional cases where things might be a little bit different, maybe not for the judge but for the courtroom. But also, let's say, political opinions. We all say that we want and that we need democracy. But in a democracy, firstly, to form a good opinion, to form a complete opinion, you also have to take into consideration every argument and every side of the story. You cannot take into consideration your own feelings and emotions. You have to be open enough to explore all arguments and all sides of the story. And secondly, in a democracy, if things don't go your way and people decide to go into a different way, you have to accept that. Because if we cannot accept that, there's no democracy left. The only thing that's left will be hypocrisy. But forming an opinion is good, and please form an opinion. But we cannot base our opinions on our feelings and emotions. We have to take into consideration every aspect, every argument, and every side of the story. And we have to base it on real experiences and real information. And that's can also be a very good thing, because it also means that we don't have to take every opinion very seriously. Most opinions are not even personal, and also most opinions are basically based on nothing. So that's also a very good thing, and there's in most situations nothing to worry about. So in my opinion, emotions and feelings are the main reasons for how people form their opinions. And again, to form an opinion, we have to leave these emotions and these feelings to the side and be open enough to listen to everything and to listen to everyone. Even if you don't like someone, maybe especially if you don't like someone, we still have to listen to their side of the story, take into consideration their arguments, and just be open enough to listen to everything. And that's, in my opinion, the only way to form a real good opinion about something. And don't take everything too seriously, don't take everything personally, because again, most opinions, I believe, are basically based on nothing. And that's my perspective, that's how I look at it, that's how I try to deal with it. Let us know about yours, share your opinion in the comments, send me a message, whatever. And if you found this video beneficial, please share it with others, that would be very much appreciated. And for now, thank you very much for listening.